We were told that when we had a president, we'd see a giant global political figure. Well, I'm afraid what we got was you.
I had to apologise to Herman Van Rompuy. Free speech in the European Parliament is very expensive.
You have the charisma of a damp rag.
€3,000 for a damp rag.
And the appearance of a low-grade bank clerk.
I wasn't prepared to apologise to any of them, but I would assume a full apology to bank clerks worldwide, just in case I'd offended any of them.
You come from Belgium, which of course is pretty much a non-country.
What you said about Belgium tipped over into the unacceptable. I'm sorry.
Why?
Because if you transpose Wales for Belgium...
Not the same at all.
Well, I do think so. I think it's a racist remark. I thought you were racist, actually.
Racist towards who? The Flems or the Walloons?
You just don't get it, do you? No means no. I've had Mr. Watson saying that I behave like an English football hooligan. Gary Titley said that I was a paranoid reactionary, living on the fringes of society. Well, I mean, he may have a point, I don't know. You are nationalistic, you are bullying, you are threatening, you are anti-democratic, you're a complete shower. Let's conduct a human audit. Now, I'm mindful that audits aren't very popular in the European Commission, and that auditors, if they do their job properly, get fired, but nonetheless, here goes. Ask yourself a question: would you buy a used car from this Commission? I mean, the answer simply must be no. Mr. Sarkozy, you're a very good orator, but I'm not so sure you're that good a listener. Who is in charge of this EU? Is it you, Mr. Barroso? Is it my old friend Herman Van Rompuy? Is it the Belgian presidency? Now that really is good stuff, isn't it? You still can't form a government in your own country, and yet you're presidents of the European Union. The whole thing is a bit of a dog's dinner, isn't it, really? Well, good morning, everybody. You're all very downbeat this morning. I thought this was going to be a big, proud moment. I mean, it's taken you 8.5 years of bullying, of lying, of ignoring democratic referendums. I guess the answer can only be Mr. Barroso, because he's the only one that anybody in the world has ever heard of, and is probably the big winner out of these posts. No wonder, sir, you look so happy this morning. And we have a new President of Europe, Herman Van Rompuy. Doesn't exactly trip off the tongue, does it? I can't see him stopping the traffic in Beijing or Washington. I doubt anybody in Brussels would even recognise who he is. But, I mean, she's never been elected to anything, and no one knows who she is. Even the Prime Minister was talking about Baroness Ashdown as opposed to Ashton. I mean, no one has ever heard of her. She's even less well known than Herman Van Rompuy. I mean, that takes some doing, doesn't it? But I do see a ray of hope. The Deauville deal between Merkel and Sarkozy, the thing that you're all so terrified of today, I hope it happens. Let's have a new treaty. You yourself seem to be almost supporting it. The British people will conclude that this is a very bad deal for Britain. They'll vote for us to leave the European Union and begin the unravelling. Thank you. Well, we're happy to go. Thank you. President Obama has said that Turkey must be welcomed into the European Union. We'd like to remind him that he's President of the USA, he's not the President over here, and he shouldn't be telling us what to do. The money's running out. I should thank you. You should perhaps be the pin-up boy of the Eurosceptic movement. But just look around this chamber this morning. Just look at these faces. Look at the fear. Look at the anger. Poor old Barroso here looks like he's seen a ghost. Just who the hell do you think you people are?
Just who the hell do you think you people are?
Professor Bridget Laffin from University College Dublin.
I assume that you're a Monet professor, are you?
Pardon?
I assume that you're a Monet professor, are you?
I carry that title.
Ha! Oh, wonderful. So here you are, talking about honesty and frankness. Wouldn't it have been rather better if before your question you declared an interest in this and explained to these people that you are one of the many academics throughout the universities of the European Union who is effectively paid to indoctrinate people with a certain line of thinking that we have to adopt a European... I mean, come on, you talked about a... Let's have a bit of honesty.
Yes, hello.